is Leela, the proud poly kinky queer slut. Today's question is, why do you pray? Um, I am not a person of faith. I consider myself like as agnostic as they come. I do not believe that a person can know what happens with things that are inherently unknowable. So for the longest time, I rejected prayer as a concept. I did not pray. I did not want anything to do with it. Um, but I have learned some things about how the brain works, about how emotions work, and just experienced things in life that have changed my mind about that. So now, yeah, I pray. I don't pray to Jesus Christ, our personal Lord and Savior. I don't pray to some patriarchal God. But I do take time in my life to stop and one, practice gratitude. To be thank and it doesn't really, I mean, honestly, I'll think different things depending on how I'm feeling that day. Sometimes I pray to myself. Sometimes I pray to whatever spirit's there. Sometimes I just say, like, put the energy out into the world. But it's important to be thankful because, one, the research says that people who practice gratitude are happier people. But it also helps calm the nervous system. It helps remind you of the good things, of things that are going well. And there's so many messages of fear in our world that when you can reinforce in your brain messages of gratitude, of things that are good and going well, it really helps with soothing the nervous system and calming the body and calming the brain. So practicing gratitude really helps with lots of things psychologically. Another reason why I pray is that it's a lovely way to focus what you want and to put it out into the universe that hey, I'm actively working towards these things. And by putting out into the universe, what you're also doing is repeating that in your own brain. It's clarifying it for yourself and making it more likely that you're going to recognize that when it comes. So, for example, if I'm praying and I'm saying, I am so grateful for my wife and I'm grateful for my children, I'm grateful for my home, then my sense of security is really reinforced by that. And then I'm saying, you know what, I would really like, please help me have the strength to do these little vlogs, or please help me have the strength to go out on that new date that I'm nervous about, or please help me have the strength to get through this really awkward conversation with someone at work that I need to have that I'm stressed about, or please help me recognize when the opportunity comes my way to start to start exercising my body in ways that feel better. I really want to work on that. So help me find, help me bring things, help bring things to me that are going to enable me to do that. And so whatever it is, if you're focusing on your intention with respect to those things, then without even trying, at times when you're not praying, your brain will be thinking about those things, and you'll be thinking about, kind of back burner thinking, about how are you going to recognize that? So if you're praying for your meeting with your coworker to go well, then you're telling your brain to start ruminating about that, start thinking about that, and then your brain's going to go through some emotions and things about that, and you're going to show up for that meeting more prepared than you otherwise would be, without even having to try to be prepared. Or if it's something you're looking for, like I would very much like to be open to new forms of exercise that are more fun, then you'll without consciously trying to do it, be more aware in your environment when you see posts for things like ecstasy dances or swimming time at the community pool, like family swim time at the community pool, or whatever your things are. So all in all, I find that I do avoid organized prayer, because that is it to me. And that's a personal thing. That is my personal thing because of issues I've had with those experiences in the past. But personal prayer, taking the moment to be thankful and to reflect on what I want and to ask, relinquish control enough to accept the possibility that there are forces bigger than me. Even whether I believe it or not, frankly, I find that good for my brain, and I find that helpful in my life, and I find it a very good tool for manifesting things. I'm just going to close with one other thing. So, anecdote for you all. When I was 19, I was obsessed with comparative religions, and I got this book that was Practical Solitary Magic. It was magic with a K, like witchcraft and Wicca, and but specifically, this was a book about how to do magic, real life magic, and I was so surprised with what I learned first, that the meditation and spells you cast to manifest what you want. So much of it just has to do with setting that intention and the focus and reminding yourself of that focus every single time. And so many of those things are very much in common with what happens when you pray to a god for something. It's different methods of arriving at the same thing, which kind of tells me that maybe this is a little bit of human wisdom that is cross-cultural, part of the human experience, that perhaps not tied to any particular dogma or belief, just a good practice for us as human animals. So I'm not going to stand behind that 110%. I don't know. I'm just kind of figuring out as I go. But I thought that was anecdotally interesting, that there are similarities across a lot of cultures with respect to the benefit of this kind of intentional thought that we in Western culture conventionally know as prayer. So that is why I pray. Thank you very much for listening. I am Leela, the proud poly kinky queer slut. You can ask me anything. Email me at kinkyqueerslut@gmail.com. Thanks so much and have a great day. Proud Poly Kinky Queer Slut is art. It is made for entertainment purposes only. I am not a subject matter expert on any of the topics discussed. Please do not rely on anything presented here as fact. Think for yourself, do your own research, make your own decisions. To submit a question, please email kinkyqueerslut@gmail.com.